every Wednesday. Just having a glass of my Simcoe and Centennial American Pale Ale. Ah, bloody good. I was going to have tonight, it was a bit shitty down here, a bottle of Grant Baker's whiskey porter, but I decided not to because Grant sent it down for my wife, not for me, and she's not feeling very well, and I thought that would be a bit rude, wouldn't it? So I didn't. Anyhow, what's been up? In the weekend, I shot through to Central Otago to, I can't reveal the location, but to a old gold mining town, because my father had told me about some wild hops that were growing on somebody's property, a friend of his, and I shot up there and went to the secret location, and would you believe it or not, there were hops bloody everywhere. So I decided to grab a few, and here's a photo of some of the hops that I grabbed. I think I grabbed about 140 grams of fresh hops, and it was very cool. Now I'm not going to name I can't name the name of this town, but I can give you some clues. It was a town where the gold rush started in Central Otago, and it was a town that had a lot of breweries in it. They still have an old brewery there now, not that it's operating, but you can go and visit. So, you know, we're talking about hops that have been around for 150 years, pretty much. Gold rush was about 1862, I think. Anyhow, so the person who owns them isn't interested in selling hops, but they may sell some of the hop rhizomes down the track, and if they do, I'll let you know about it, because it's kind of cool, isn't it? So, inspired by these hops, I decided that I would brew a beer featuring them. A smash beer as such, just using a pale malt, that's all I had floating around, and a couple of yeasts that I had in the fridge. So here's a wee bit of footage of the beer that I made with those fresh hops.
Alright, so this is what I've chosen to do. Got 20 litres of ale malt to smash them out now. And I'm going to split the batch into 2 lots of 10. I'm going to put a Irish ale yeast that I brought back to life last night in this, and I've got a Belgium yeast that I'm going to throw in the other half. What do I call it? Shits and giggles? Something like that. I'm just having a beer, who cares? This could end up being an absolutely brilliant brew day. Discover something new, or potentially every beer that I make today could be a completely utter cock up. Oh well, wait and see. One thing I will say though is that now that I'm actually crushing my own malt, my gravity readings are through the roof. Getting, another extra 7 points on that beer I brewed earlier today. Good, eh? Alright. Okay, so here we are. 40 grams of fresh hops. A little bit of drying on them. We're going to add them in. So we're here on day 3. Look at that bubbling away, just merrily. That's my my beer with the Irish yeast in it. It's a bit cloudier than the wit beer, which has got the Belgium yeast in it, and that's just the yeast in suspension there. If we look at the wit beer, bloop bloop. Yeah, it's done its thing. Just a little bit slower though. Just a little bit slower.
Amazing, hey?
If I have any luck with those beers, and to be honest with you, I'm not that optimistic. I'll be pretty wrapped, and I'll tell you why. Because it only cost me $10 to make that beer, because I just took some yeast that I had in the fridge and I did a starter with the Irish one, and to be honest, the wheat beer one, it was the last minute thought. I just threw the yeast in and how it come back to life. So $10 to 20 litres, hey, it's what I'm going to call a tradie beer, you know. I'm not going to sit down and drink shitloads of it, being honest with you, but I'm really interested in the Irish ale one. If I had an English ale yeast, I'd put that in, but just because I think it'll be probably closest to what original beer would have tasted like then. The hops themselves, they're good for bittering. They don't have a lot of aroma in them. And you know, it's nothing like these new modern hops that we have. They were simple hops designed of the time to bitter an ale, and the purpose of an ale was for the people in this small area was to after a day of mining and trying to find your luck in the bottom of a dish. It was something cold and wet to wet the palate and will drown your sorrows and will celebrate with. Certainly nothing like the craft beers we have today. It's just a different time and place. Anyhow, that's enough about that. In the weekend, the other thing that I got up to was I thought I would brew my black IPA. Now, in the video before I mentioned it was a bit of a disaster, a bit of a cock-up this weekend, and I'll tell you why now.
Okay guys, it's brew day here, brewing my black IPA, except there's been a bit of a boo-boo. Let's go over and have a wee look. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, is it readjusting the light? Coming back in? Yeah, anyhow, come up the light so it refocuses. Basically, it's I was meant to order 450 grams of chocolate malt to put in my brew, and I accidentally didn't get my decimal points right when I ordered it, and I ordered 45 grams. And I've been in a rush, been up for a run this morning, I've come back in, I've thrown it on the brew, and I've looked at it and went, that doesn't look right, and then I've realised, shit. So, I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do. Do I carry on with this? Some other hops I could give a whirl. I don't know. Not sure. Alright, screw it back again. I'm going to persevere with the black IPA recipe, but it's not black IPA, it's going to be IPA with a little bit of chocolate in there. 45 grams to 6 kg. Won't be the end of the world. Screw it.
So my quest to develop my black IPA continues because we have a Jesus, what was it? Was it an IPA? It's probably an Imperial actually now. That hit a gravity of 165. 1065 is pretty high. I didn't expect to hit that. And it's in the fermenter now. It's tickety-boo, bubbling over. It's looking pretty good, but it's not a black IPA. I had a little taste of the wort the other day, and in the background it was like, because it's got lots of Motueka hops in it. Oh, orange, and could that be chocolate? Slightly Jaffa tasting. So, who knows what it all turned out like. Could be bloody brilliant for I know. But it was a cock-up. Right, real cock-up. So, fingers crossed we might get some luck yet. That's enough from me. I'm going to finish this cheeky one on a Wednesday night. Have yourself a happy Homebrew Wednesday. I'll see you back next week. Hopefully I won't have any more cock-ups. Catch you later. Bye-bye.